Power to prosper. Here are Liz Clayman and David Asman.
Beware of the false prophet.
These guys have started already. Oh, you know when Charlie's in town, and Mike Norman.
More than a few financial experts have made really big names for themselves after foreseeing the Great Recession, or so they claim.
Perhaps none more than NYU professor Nouriel Roubini, a.k.a. Dr. Doom.
Pessimists like Roubini may have sold the mainstream media on buying their predictions, but Fox Business's Charlie Gasparino says it's time to stop buying the hype. Charlie, of course, the author of the new book, Bought and Paid For, to make sure Charlie has somebody to yell at. We're also joined by Mike Norman, chief economist at John Thomas Financial. Welcome to you both.
Well, I mean, just a little backdrop for the readers. I just wanted to see what all the hype is about Nouriel Roubini. I've been hearing from a lot of my sources that, you know, this whole notion that he called the financial crisis back in 2006 was the first to call the financial crisis was kind of wrong. That he did not really predict the housing bubble first. And I know
But he called it a decline, but for the wrong reason.
I know. Let me just back up. I know Nouriel Roubini, nice guy. I've been to his parties, which I'll never be invited to, which means Mike's not going to ever go there again.
I hate you for that, by the way. I want to have
What's so great about the party?
But here's,
wait a minute. What's so great about the party?
Famous.
let's do the story first, and I'll tell you what's great about these parties, besides the women. But
the lead.
Disco.
But you know, here's the thing. I look back at his calls. You know, he's been right for the wrong reasons. He's been wrong a lot. And I think that, you know, if a guy is going to be, like, you know, held in such high regard, especially in policy-making areas, I think a check on his record needs to be done. And, for example, in 2004, he did say that there was going to be some sort of a, we were heading for a recession at some point, like a major recession. But he didn't say it because of the housing crisis. He said it because the Chinese would inexplicably stop buying our debt, which they haven't yet.
Not even close.
Not even close. In 2006, he said, yes, we're going to still have this recession. And then he threw, at that point, and this was mid-2006, later 2006, he threw housing into the mix. But I will tell you, at that point, he wasn't really out in the limb. I mean, there was a lot of people talking about a housing crisis coming, a bubble being burst, besides, you know,
right.
John.
Mike, have you heard anything you disagree with?
And by the way, gold has just been big prediction right now. There's a bubble in gold. Well, I'm sure it's going to pop someday, but, you know.
Roubini's one of these guys, you know, the broken clock that's right twice a day. And, you know, he had this bearish call really on the United States for, I think, 15 minutes after he came out of the birth canal. He was saying that, you know, the United States is going to go down the tubes. And then, you know, one time we get in this huge recession, the media ate it up. They went crazy. But look, I'm not here to defend the guy, but I will say this. He came out very strongly in the beginning in favor of stimulus, which was the right thing to do. I know a lot of you people here don't agree with that, but look, the economy...
He's for raising taxes now.
The economy was falling off a cliff. We put through the stimulus, and guess what? It stopped falling off the cliff.
Mike, we can debate the stimulus, whether it worked or not. Obviously, it didn't work. It didn't work to what it didn't work good enough. It didn't work as promised. But here's what he's doing. Here's another thing that he's inexplicably for: ending the Bush tax cuts. Bush tax rates, if you believe that we're still in a really rough economy, which Nouriel Roubini still does, he's still predicting a double dip, why don't you want to, at very least, extend those tax rates?
We've got to go, but we need to say he's been invited about 9 million times to come on Fox Business.
I will say this, the only person that has disagreed with my analysis so far is Felix Salmon of Reuters, who is, besides, you know, has a screw loose, is maybe the worst reporter in the world. And by the way, used to work for the guy.
Very much, my friend, for getting me uninvited.
Now he's been busting my chops for months. You got to get me to Roubini's party. The girls, it's fun.
You could have brought me to the party first, then wrote the
story. You can hang out at Bruno's Club A restaurant.
You two will do just fine. Don't worry. You'll make Roubini jealous. Fox Business' Charlie Gasparino, Mike Norman, chief economist for John Thompson Financial. Thanks, guys.
Well, Toby Smith, who may still be on the invite list